Hi there, Fikes team. For today's Monday Motivational, we're going to recap the last two Monday Motivationals where we talked about inner work, inner self-talk, those specific voices of which many of us named, in addition to me sharing that I had named them. And I so appreciate your vulnerability and your transparency because it really fuels me. And it shows that we all have a commonality in those voices that seek to deter us and tear us down. So I know that many of you asked and had shared that you were anticipating what to do. Now what? Now that we've identified them, what do we do to take us to the next level of future progress? And I'm just going to share what I have done and am still doing and working through in order to silence and to call out those voices. So number one is I recognize and realize facts and fears. I recognize that fear, in its essence, in its acronym, is false evidence appearing real. I then think about the actual facts, not the false perceived facts. And I imagine myself standing over the top of Jax the judge, Paul the procrastinator, Vic the victim, and Andy, who's angry, who seeks to stoke the fires of discontent and any of the voices that seek to disrupt me. I state to all of them that the past was just once upon a time, and that what is possible in the future that Paul the procrastinator wants to talk about is something that will happen someday, but the only truth, all that is real, is right now. And that I am the only author of my autobiography, and I'm the only person with the pen based on the attitude and the effort that I get to choose. And for Vic the victim, it's not just here we go again, that things that happened weren't done to me. They were things that happened for a reason, and I have proof. Without my football injury, it is likely I would not have met the love of my life, Susie, and I would not have found Fikes, of which I also love. Without infertility and without cancer that my wife had early in life, I would not have had the gift of adopting my remarkable boys, Braden and Ryder. Without struggles and failures in business and the loneliness that came with it, I wouldn't have had the willingness and vulnerability to join Entrepreneurs Organization to help impact so many different aspects in my life and others who matter in my life. And without the pandemic just recently in the last couple of years, I would not have found, and I know we collectively at Fikes would not have found the next level of our inner strength, inner potential, and inner value that we gave and have yet to give. So these are just a few proofs that I preach, and I imagine myself up over atop these negative voices, schooling them and fortifying the factual truths. These facts give me clarity, and they turn into then gratefulness, which later become an empowered state of confidence of what I'm doing every day is making a difference, beside at times feeling deterred. I then see these voices bow their heads and back away, and I then stand alone with more confidence that I realize that the only thing that is true is what exists right now. That fear is a chosen response. And that the truth is that fear is often chosen as an excuse. That's what Paul the procrastinator wants me to do. You shouldn't do this because that's going to happen. It's an excuse. I will not ruminate over once upon a time in the past or what can potentially happen someday. I choose today, and I must choose that every day to make the impact upon what I do, and to make impact upon others in my sphere and circle of life that I can impact to make future amplification of impact on anyone that they encounter in every walk of life. So that's what I do. And so for many of you, all of you who have voices in one way or another like me, what will you choose? That's what I want to know this week. What will you choose? What did my share enable you to think about what you're going to do next to silence your saboteurs? I want to know that because I care about your future journey and path to the next best version of yourself. So I look forward to all your answers. Be specific, be vulnerable, be real, and realize that what holds us back are these voices stemmed and rooted in fear, which is false evidence appearing real. Let's be real with ourselves and let's rock it. Let's have a great week. I look forward to all your answers by the end of the week. Onward and upward.